You followed the rules, got the degree, landed the job, and bought the house. So why does it still feel like you're drowning? What if the problem isn't your income? The truth? Some of the most praised purchases are silently sabotaging your future wealth. Hello, I'm Jonathan from Parent Portfolio. My wife and I had over $250,000 in debt, and we thought we were doing everything right. We had good careers, a house, 2 incomes, and our own cars, but we still felt stuck. But it wasn't big mistakes holding us back. It was these normal, middle-class choices everyone said were smart that slowed us down to reach our $1 million net worth. So today, let's break down 8 of those purchases that are secretly draining your wealth and what to do instead. I remember buying a pair of $40 dress shoes on a flash deal. I needed something fast for work and thought, why spend more if these look good enough? They did, for about 2 weeks. Then the sole started peeling, the material cracked, and I realized I just wasted money. If I had invested $200 in a well-made pair that could last 5 years with proper care, that would have cost me about 75 cents per wear. But that cheap pair, it ended up costing me more per use and had to be replaced. That moment made something click for me. I wasn't being frugal, I was being reactive. I was choosing the cheaper price tag instead of the smarter value. That's when I learned about cost per use, and it completely changed how I spend my money. So here's what I recommend. Before you buy anything, especially clothing, electronics, or home items, ask yourself, how often will I use this? Will it last? Could I buy something once that replaces 3 cheap versions over time? Don't fall in the trap of chasing deals if the quality won't hold up. Sometimes spending more upfront is actually the most financial responsible move you can make. It's not about buying less, it's about buying once and buying right. At one point, I almost convinced myself that a $700 a month car payment was just part of adulting. After all, we all want something reliable, safe, and let's be honest, nice looking. But when I stepped back and really did the math, it hit me. I'd be spending over $8,000 a year on something that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. It's wild how normal we've made that kind of expense feel, especially when that money could be working for you, paying down debt, growing in investments, or giving your family real financial breathing room. That's when I decided enough is enough. Today, my wife and I pay cash for our vehicles. They're older, dependable, and most importantly, they're paid off. That one decision helped us accelerate our journey toward financial freedom, and you could do it too. And I'm not saying you have to drive a beater or never enjoy a nice car. But what I'm saying is, it's worth asking you these questions. Is this car giving me freedom? Or is it quietly draining my future? If your car payment is eating up a chunk of your income, look at your options. Could you drive your current car longer, save aggressively for the next one, or even downsize for a season? Cars should move you forward financially and literally, not keep you stuck in a cycle of payments. When my wife graduated from school, she walked across the stage with a degree in one hand and student loan debt in the other. Don't get me wrong, we're very proud of what she's accomplished. She had a great job lined up and a solid income and a respected title. But what we didn't expect was how much debt would shape our financial life for years to come. Even with 2 incomes, those student loan payments were massive. And while the degree opened up doors, it also came with a heavy burden that delayed everything else. Saving, investing, even having the option to slow down and breathe financially. That experience taught us a very hard but valuable lesson. It's not about the prestige of a degree, it's about the return on investment. If someone in your family is thinking about college, help them make the decision with both their head and their heart. Community college, scholarships, or even trade programs can provide the same opportunities without the overwhelming debt. A high-paying job isn't always the solution if it comes with a six-figure loan balance. So ask yourself, will this degree pay me back? Or will I be paying it forever? Because real financial success isn't just about income. It's about how much of that income you get to keep and use it to build your future. There was a time when my wife and I seriously considered upgrading to a bigger house. We were looking at more bedrooms, a bigger kitchen, and a yard that looked like it came out of a magazine. And honestly, like many people, we felt like we deserved it. We worked hard, and that upgrade felt like the next step, something to show for our quote-unquote success. But when we really sat down and crunched the numbers, we realized what we'd be giving up in exchange for the more square footage. The mortgage would have jumped, the utility bills would have gone up, and don't get me started on furnishing all that extra space. It wouldn't have made our life better. It would have made it more expensive and more stressful. That's when we made the intentional choice to stay in a home that fits our needs instead of stretching for something bigger just to keep up appearances. And that decision gave us so much more freedom financially and mentally. If your housing costs are eating up half of your income, you're not building wealth. You're just maintaining a lifestyle. And my advice, take a hard look at what your home is really costing you. Are you paying for a space you don't even use? Could that money be better spent on paying down debt, investing, or buying back your time? A home should be a place of peace, not pressure. Make your space for your life, not the other way around. There was a time we charged a full family vacation to our credit card. Not because we couldn't afford it, but because we didn't plan for it ahead of time. We told ourselves, well, we'll just pay it off when the next paycheck comes. And we did. But here's the thing. Even though we didn't carry a balance long term, the experience still fell off. Instead of enjoying the trip guilt-free, I was thinking about the bill while we were still unpacking our bags. We had the money, but we didn't have the margins. That moment made me realize, just because we can pay for something off later, doesn't mean we're being intentional with our spending now. Since then, we flipped our approach immediately. We started setting aside money each month automatically into a travel sinking fund. It's nothing complicated, just a high-yield savings account that slowly builds over time. And once that money's there, we go on a trip. If it's not, we hold off and we wait. It takes the pressure off and makes the trip feel more sweeter. So my advice to you, even if you have good credit, don't let short-term conveniences rob you of long-term clarity. Plan your vacations like you'd plan your investments on purpose, because peace of mind starts before you pack your bags. So this isn't about cutting out every little treat. It's about recognizing how easy it is to let daily spending spiral without even realizing it. There was a time when my wife and I were spending hundreds a month on takeout lunches, coffee runs, and convenience meals. It didn't feel like we were being careless. It felt normal. We were working hard, juggling careers and kids, and grabbing food on the go just seemed like a small reward. But when we actually looked at how often we were swiping our cards for just $8 here and $12 there, it was clear those little purchases were adding up fast and silently stealing our momentum. Eventually, we made a shift. We started brewing our own coffee at home and packing simple meals for work days. It wasn't something drastic or a minimalist lifestyle. It was just us taking control of our money instead of letting habits take control of us. The best part, we didn't feel deprived. We still enjoy good food and the occasional splurge. But here's the thing, if you're trying to free up cash each month, don't start by slashing everything. Just track your habits. One small swap could be the difference between spinning your wheels and making real progress. So, I am a sucker for a good home project. Give me a weekend, a paintbrush, and a reason to reorganize the garage, and I'm all in. But there came a point when I realized our spending wasn't really about fixing or improving. It was just about upgrading for the sake of it. A few clicks on Amazon there, it run through Target there, and suddenly our home budget was bleeding from things we didn't truly need. It's easy to convince yourself that a new lamp, rug, or a piece of artwork is adding value. But if you're constantly redecorating or swapping things out, it's probably costing you more than it's helping. Eventually, we had to step back and define what enough looked like for our space. Was it functional? Was it comfortable? Great. Then it didn't need another shelf or trendy piece of decor. That mindset helped us save money and honestly made us appreciate our home even more. If you're finding yourself constantly browsing for home upgrades, pause and ask yourself this question. Is this a true improvement or just a distraction? Set a clear budget that reflects your goals, not just your Pinterest boards. Your future self won't care if you throw pillows that match the season, but they will care if you have financial peace. There was a time when my wife would come home excited about all the things that she just snagged because they're on sale. She'd probably say, "Look at how much I saved." And to be fair, it felt like a win. Clearance racks, flash deals, buy one, get one offers. But eventually, we realized something. We weren't saving money. We were just spending it in smaller chunks that added up really, really fast. If we didn't plan to buy it in the first place, the discount didn't even really matter. That $70 jacket marked down to $40, it's still $40 gone. And we started noticing how often those great deals ended up stuffing our closet that we've forgotten for weeks. Now, before we buy anything, especially during sales, we ask a simple question. Would we pay full price for this? If the answer is no, we walk away. That small mindset shift helped us avoid a lot of impulse spending and redirected that money toward our actual goals, like paying off debt, investing, or experiences we truly value. Sales aren't bad, but they're only helping if they align with a plan. Just because something is a deal doesn't mean it deserves a place in your home or your budget. So, if there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's that building wealth isn't about cutting out all the fun or working yourself into the ground. It's about being intentional. The real danger isn't the big purchases or the obvious mistakes. It's the quiet, everyday spending habits that feel normal but are actually slowly draining your potential. From expensive car payments and overbuying on sales to upgrading your home and charging credit cards for vacations. These common middle-class traps can keep you stuck for years. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Change starts with awareness. One smarter choice, one habit at a time. And that's how you go from just surviving to building real financial freedom. So if this video resonated with you, take the next step. Sign up for our 5-step money reset guide. It's a simple system you can use to start going from debt to building long-term lasting wealth. I want the same for you. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment letting me know which of these money traps are you ready to break free from. Your reset starts today. And I'll be here cheering you on every step of the way.